Hello, YouTube. All right, for those who have been following along on my attempted repair of my busted manifold, exhaust manifold on my 2002 Toyota Camry, not Camry, Sienna. You can see the latest repair did not work. It ended up heating up and puffing up and cracking. You can see a piece of it down there. So, a lot of people wisely suggested that I take it into a muffler shop and have them fix it. And that's probably the smart solution, and I should do that, and will probably end up doing that. But being kind of stupid and stubborn, I'm going to make one final attempt to fix this stupid thing. This is my third attempt. And what I'm going to do is clean all that stuff off. And this time, I'm trying a combination, knowing that I think the air pressure there is so great, it's blowing, puffing up whatever I put there without reinforcement. And the last time I tried reinforcement, I had an aluminum can sliver from a V8 can that I'd cut and put there, and I think it burnt off. So this time, I'm going to try several things. The first is I bought this stuff called Permex muffler and tailpipe putty. It says it'll go up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So we know that thing gets super hot. It was hot enough to melt the aluminum, which is I think about 11 or 1,200 degrees before it melts, and that thing burnt away. So this goes up to 2,000, which from what I had researched on exhaust manifold repair, areas, I think it goes up to about 1,000 or so normally. But this is like almost twice as much, so hopefully it'll actually hold. And it's supposedly a putty, so I'm gonna mix it up and put it into the crack and stuff. And then to help hold it down, I bought two things. I brought this Tiger Patch heavy-duty exhaust repair that you wrap around. It says that all you have to do is just wrap it. Just wrap and go. So we may do that as the last step after I finish everything up. So, but to help reinforce it, I got this can top that I had cut off from, I think it was coconut juice or milk for making I made some Thai red curry. Anyhow, this thing expires, it says August 31st, 2025. So it should still be good. And what I'm going to do is cut this using my little cutters there to cover up this little, see the opening right there? The gap, to reinforce everything. I think I'm gonna try to reinforce. I don't know, but see, it looks like somebody actually made a repair before here, or unless it's just a really weird bad weld. But I'm gonna cut it and try to use it right there to cover that up. Now, since it's just me here, I'm not gonna really be able to film while I do it, but I'll try to film it at various stages. So the first stage is actually going to be to kind of just clean all this stuff off. I'm gonna simply just try to take the stuff off. You can see it got so hot. It was burning through everything. So I'll take all this junky stuff off and kind of try to clean it as best as I can before I do all the other stuff. And we'll go ahead and do that. Alright, as you can see, I've scraped off all that old stuff using a screwdriver. And now I've cut the aluminum can lid there into slivers that I'm going to try to use for the repair. So that's where most of the crack runs. So this piece has been cut to kind of go there. Oh shit, I just lost the other piece. Just fell in there, so I'm going to have to make another one. But anyhow, I'm going to put this over here. Well, I'm going to use the putty, the muffler putty here, and put it all there. Then after that, I'm going to put this on top for reinforcement. Then that third piece right there, which just fell. It looks like I won't be able to retrieve it. I'm going to have to make another one. So we're going to cover it like that. Then we're going to put more putty on top of it to give it another coating. And then for the final, I'm gonna wrap it with the muffler tailpipe quick patch and see if that holds everything together. All right, so I've cut the pieces of the metal that's gonna go there, and now I'm gonna apply this muffler tailpipe putty. And it says you're supposed to knead it before putting it on there, and then they recommend running the engine on idle for 10 minutes to speed up drying, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna knead it, and then I'm gonna spread it there. You're supposed to use a putty knife, but I'm just gonna use my gloves. Put the gloves and then just run it right along the cracks. Then I'm gonna set the tin can there on top of it, then cover it some more, and then I may let it dry a little bit, and then I'm gonna put the muffler tailpipe tape on it. At least that's the plan. Right, I've spread the putty stuff over the holes, and it looks and behaves a lot like the other stuff I used, just maybe a little bit more damp. And I'm gonna try to smooth that out a little bit more, and then place these metal reinforcements on top, and we'll coat it up some more, and then maybe let it sit and dry a little bit, and then try to wrap it up with the muffler wrap. All right, I spread that whole packet across the whole thing, and then decided to cut one more triangular piece, a big one, to go across that. I'm gonna let this dry. I'm debating if I should put some more on here and just goop it, but I think it might, you know, be better to just leave it as flat as possible. And then, and it's not super flat, so I don't know. It's been a couple hours, and the thing is dry to the touch. Well, I can see that piece I put in, which is kind of bad. All right, it is a couple hours later, which is much later than I had hoped. Getting late in the afternoon here, but looks like this is mostly dry now. My second layer of the putty stuff. So we're gonna start with the muffler tailpipe quick patch. All right, putting that muffler tape on here was a complete disaster. It didn't really want to hold, you know, it wasn't like sticky. It was kind of some kind of plastic thingy. So you have to kind of tie it down, and I don't think I could tie it down that well based on what happened last time when I tried to tie in the cans. Now the instructions did say to tie it down with wire, or you could use sticky tape. I don't know what sticky tape is other than just tape, but you know, so what I had on hand was electrical tape, the black electrical tape. So I kind of placed the wrap on there as best as I could, cut it into pieces, which you're not supposed to do, but I had to get it to fit. And then I wrapped the whole thing with plastic, with the black electrical tape. And I know the electrical tape will melt, but I'm hoping that it holds that black stuff, the muffler tape on there long enough that it melts and fuses to form a protective, you know, case or whatever over the busted pipe. So at this point, what we're going to do is start it up for a few minutes and let it kind of fuse together and see what happens. So let's go ahead and start it up, and cross your fingers. Okay, car started up. Together, we can create a better world. Okay, and it's already a little bit quieter than normal. I'm hoping, you know, that let this get hot. Ooh, got hot fast. Let it get hot and kind of melt the black tape to kind of hold it in place, and then I shut it off. So I'm gonna start it off for a minute or so. See how it does. It is hot. So we're gonna go ahead and shut it off, and then I'll start it up again and then shut it off. So I'm gonna keep doing that for several rounds and see if we can't get it to kind of fuse together. The instructions on the tape say to let it run for 10 minutes, but you can see it's melting the rubber. The tape that I put on there is melting. which I expected, you know, it would melt and burn off, which is what's happening. But I'm hoping that the black stuff that that was on the muffler tape will actually kind of melt and fuse and kind of hold and get some strength. So we will see what happens. It is the next day, and I have driven this vehicle to work and back, and it looks like the repair might be holding. Now I don't know if you can see all the bumping up of that black stuff on there. That was the electrical tape that I wrapped on the outside to hold everything in place. So it's like still burning off and kind of melted as a gloop of plastic on there. But the black stuff, which was the muffler tape, looks like it may have melted and it's holding in place to hold everything down, to hold down the ceramic paste, you know, the goop that I had put down there. And also I had put some tin can, but I don't even think it's tin anymore. I think it's steel can that had cut to reinforce the hole, because in the past we saw that it was blowing up. You know, the air was forcing it out and blowing everything apart. But so far so good. It's day 2 of the repair. I let it sit overnight, you know, after that last warming up session, to let the tape wrap melt. And I think for now I'm optimistic that this repair took place and is holding.